Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, just you and me. How's everyone doing? Hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining me on this late night. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. Thursday. Thursday night. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. I am sorry I am busted right now. Just put up with it. You got to work with what God gave you. Sorry. Anyway, hope everyone is well. Thank you so much for joining me. So, right now we're going to be we're going to continue our coverage with um, Allie, Grand Bun, Leslie with the Chris McDonough interview. I was watching a creator just a moment ago, and I just freaking can't just drive my head into the wall, people. Go for it, because it's just amazing how so many people make excuses for these people. And it's like, well, let's look at a man that was 3,000 miles up north in Alaska. Let's look at someone who was in Gloversville, uh, New York. Like, I get it. It's part of things that happen before and after summer, but 8 months prior to summer. And, I just can't. I just really can't, to be quite honest with you. I've got new glasses, so if I type something wrong, I'm sorry. Miss Hunty, I do well if I can type something right with my glasses on. So don't worry about it, my dear. It is what it is, right? So thank you all for joining me. Please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Listen, I just can't with, there's a difference in being respectful about things, and then there's just ass kissing, in my opinion. So thank you. It looks so much better at night, doesn't it? Like with all the lights and all that. So maybe I should do more at nights, but I'm usually asleep by this time, to be honest with you. I'm an old man. So, oh well. All right, let's get it started, shall we? Credit goes to, of course, the interview room with Chris McDonough, our friend over there. And there's a couple rules that I have in here right now. And one of the rules is let's not speak of anyone's appearance in this video. Second of all, be respectful with what you say. I don't mind you talking about your theories or anything like that. Please just put "in my opinion" or "allegedly." That way we can know what is. I mean, a lot of us already do know, but the people that are coming in that may not know a lot about this case, that happens every single day. We don't want to get any more misinformation out. That way they know that is your opinion versus a factual thing, which there's not a whole lot of facts in this, to be quite honest with you. It's pretty much all theory, but what we do have in this case is what Chris did for us in the very beginning, for all of us creators, is these interviews in the very beginning. So please be kind to creators in here. We will not tolerate any bashing of anyone, whether they are for us or against us. We're not going to bash anyone in my chat room. We are a place where we are going to try to do better every single day, myself included, and as a creator. So thank you all for joining me. I do appreciate it. Yeah. So, all right, let's get started with this.
What was she?
Tell him that, did you? And then she said to him,
Oh, hold on.
You didn't tell him that, did you?
About what?
To this day, we really don't know.
I really don't know to this day, but
He said it was pertaining to do with the alcohol and the puff bars.
That's very true, Chris. Good to see you, by the way. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
The alcohol and the what?
Puff bars.
What's that?
It is a nicotine, basically electronic cigarette.
Oh, okay. Those vape cigarettes?
Yes.
Okay. Are they how are those packaged?
They come in a container with 3.
Are they what color are the packages?
Different kinds.
Do they come in? Do they look like cigar packages?
Yeah.
Or they come in blue ones?
Purple?
there's blue, there's purple, red, yellow, and orange.
Okay.
I think there's a green one.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, Hunter will know, right? Okay. Then what?
So if y'all missed it earlier, we watched the first little bit of this interview. Now, prior to this, they were talking about, what were they talking about? They were talking, about Candus coming over to the house a day or two after Summer went missing. Allie alleges that Candus came in, wanted to talk to Hunter about what the TBI said. Allie had said that she had called TBI and told them that immediately. Now they're talking about they had went to a vape store or two prior, or the day rather, that Summer went missing. Grandis, Hunt H, and Candus, along with Summer. And they had got a twisted tea, and allegedly Candus bought that for H, which is a minor, which is illegal, obviously, and some puff bars. Now, H had a puff bar, and Candus talked about it in Chris's other interview that he did directly with Candus when they were down at the horse pond. I suggest you watch that. Links to Chris's channel and to this video is in the description for the live chat and for the replay. Yes, like the morning, Leslie did pass away, and we pray that she rests in peace. Yes, she did pass.
Then we didn't hear anything. Then one night he was at work because the poor boy tried to go back to work.
You're a good mom.
And
You should see mine.
he had gotten a phone call from her stating that she was in the back of a cop car.
Hunter got a call
Yeah, because she had to go back to the police station
that night.
and take a polygraph
This
test.
is Thursday.
Another one.
No,
This
would have been
was Saturday.
Yeah, because we didn't hear from her for a while.
Okay.
And then, like I said, he was at work. And she had called him. Said she was in the back of a cop car heading to the police station because she had to take another polygraph test because she failed the first one. Then his girlfriend's mom picked him up from work. And she had called again. Said she was at the police station and she couldn't leave. So I called the detective when I found this out. I said, why does she keep calling one kid? Like, it was crazy.
What kind of alcohol did he give her? Or she give him?
She bought him a twisted tea.
A twisted tea?
Yep.
And where'd she buy that?
Catch 22.
Where's that?
Now, this is my first, this is my question. What was the goal for Candus to buy H an alcohol beverage that day? What was the goal? Was it, there could be many goals. H could have asked her to get it so he could drink it. Candus could have allegedly offered it. Exactly. What was the point of that? Because sometimes that can bring you to a motive of why an adult is buying a minor something that is illegal for a minor to have, right? So that is the question. And we may never know that. But it is something that I think is worth asking ourselves. What is the goal for that alcohol vapes to be purchased for a minor?
It's going towards Warriors Path. If you get on Fort Henry Drive, you're going up after you pass Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, and Long John's. It's on up before the on-ramp setting. If you're going up, it's on the left side.
It's called Patch 22?
Catch 22.
Catch 22? Yep. Okay. Is it a package store? I mean, a liquor store?
They sell alcoholic beverages.
Do they sell those cigar things
yes.
there? So that's where she would have picked those up as well.
They also sell, glass pops. Basically, it's a tobacco store.
Got it. Okay, but they sell alcohol.
Yes.
Okay. So, how many of those did he have that she gave him?
One.
Just one? Okay. One that he'll admit to being 15, right? Could there have been more?
There could have been more, but that kid, like I said, he was
Well, I'll ask Hunter.
He was sober as can be when they dropped him off.
And we're not going to get you on camera, but we're going to.
My second question is why was Allie okay with an adult buying alcohol for her minor kid? I mean, I don't know if she allowed him to vape or smoke, but I would certainly think that wouldn't be okay for someone to drink alcohol, right? A kid. That's against the law. Wow, these people.
Don't talk.
When you get ready to get him, I've got to go.
Okay.
How many minutes ago?
I do.
4?
Oh, man, there's been a lot of stuff going, huh?
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, now we're going to get into H's interview. Now, for those of you that haven't seen this, H was 15 at this time? And this is a lot for a 15-year-old to be dealing with, right? I mean, it's a lot. And he does yawn a lot. And some people say that could be a sign of, not being so truthful. Some people say it could be nervousness. Some people could say it just that he's tired. But you'll notice throughout this, he does yawn quite a bit.
Help me out. Tell me tell me about that day.
The whole day?
Yeah.
So,
If you could speak up, because remember I'm deaf.
Yeah.
Because why am I deaf?
I have no idea.
Because I'm old, remember?
I'm gonna use this as a reference.
Okay. And why is that?
It's a phone.
No. Okay, go.
I was gonna say that she texted me saying that her grandma was in the hospital.
Do you have those texts?
No, the TBI has my phone.
Got it.
I'm just using her.
Now, it is alleged, and I'll say rumored at this point, that H's phone has never been given back to him. Now, Dawn, Candus's, Grandus's were given back to them shortly after they were taken. The problem with this is Dawn alleges that all three of their phones were simultaneously, all three of them, wiped out from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., which is, personally, I don't believe it, in my opinion. They don't delete anything on your phone. They simply copy it, everything from your phone. There's no deleting involved. And I think that happens to be a critical time of when Summer went missing, between 3 and 6. And after they got their phones back, they went to AT&T. The same day or the very next day, they were spotted at AT&T locally, and they had all three bought brand new phones. Now, why would you go buy brand new phones? Your phones were working fine. 3 things may have been taken off. 3 hours may have been taken off, according to Dawn, but regardless, the phones still worked. Did you think they, and my thoughts go, what did you think, they were bugged, or they were, they were watching you? Why? You didn't need new phones. They weren't broken. And so that is a red flag to me. That is what I consider a red flag, most certainly. But anyway, talking about this, allegedly H has never got his phone back. Is there something that is on that phone that, we don't know about? Perhaps could it have gotten lost in inventory, destroyed? Perhaps. That also happens quite often as well. Holy moly, you are absolutely right. Don has said it in multi-interviews that he does not trust law enforcement. And I always say you should always trust the vast majority of law enforcement. I always say trust law enforcement. They're there to help you. Whenever we need them, who do we pick up the phone to? And we dial 911 for help. So I never understand people when they say they don't trust law enforcement. It's probably, in my opinion, because they're previous criminals and they are, most likely felons, and they've had run-ins with the police. So there's that.
Dad's phone.
Okay.
Well,
Your grandfather that passed away.
phone.
Okay, got it.
So that day that she texted me, and she said my grandma's in the hospital. Well, her mom's in the hospital, but we called her grandma at the time like we used to. So I called her up. I said, y'all want to come over here for a bit? Because she's going to be in the hospital for a while. Because she messed up her knee or whatever. And she said, yeah, if that's okay with Allison.
And that's mom.
Yeah, that's mom.
Okay.
And so...
But she called her Allison.
Yeah, she calls her Allison.
Okay.
And so next thing you know, I tapped mom because she's half asleep because she works at the time she did. But What's that thing? Oh, I asked her if they could come over. She said yeah for a little bit because grandma was on her way. She was on the way. And so she said it was okay, and she said she'd be over in like 5-10 minutes. Now I'm telling you, I don't do good with times because I really don't look at the clock. So if I mess up sometimes, that's on me. Because I'm really bad with doing times.
You're 15.
Yeah. And so she pulls up, she gets out the car with Summer, and supposedly the kids went to work with the father. And so
Now you say the kids. Who are the kids?
Wyatt and Josie.
So the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Okay, went to work with Dawn.
That's what I was told, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And so I meet her.
Now, that is another question. Was Hunter actually told that the boys went to work with Dawn? If so, why was he told that? Why was he told that? And if he was told only 2 boys, then where's the 3rd boy? And would H have a reason to lie about that? Is there any reason that H would have to lie about that?
I dap everybody up. That's just how I am. So I dap her up. I said, how you doing? Because it's been a long time since I've heard from her.
Okay.
I hear from her like once in a while on Snapchat.
Okay.
Well, I did until I blocked her because all this stuff that's going on.
Now tell me what it means when you say you tapped them up. What? So people that so people that don't know that.
Like a handshake.
Okay, so yeah, so show me.
It's just like this.
What's up, dog? Or one of those, right?
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, go ahead. See, I knew that, but people don't know that. Right. So let's make that clear. So somebody can't say, "Oh, look what he did." Okay.
Yeah. Then so she pulls up there in front of.
Side note, I love when Chris is being cool, dapping it up, and he's like, ooh. I love that.
Mailbox.
Okay.
And so I dap her up like usual. She comes in, we're all sitting down. I ask her what happened to her grandma because she wouldn't tell me over the phone. She said that she hurt her knee because of kids. Where did she say she went on vacation for? Gatlinburg. She said she went to Gatlinburg for a little vacation with the kids, and the kids kept kicking her leg. And she has supposedly a plastic knee or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they took her to the hospital. We came in here for.
Do you know what hospital? Do you know? Not mom. Do you know?
It's the one downtown.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called, but it's the one downtown.
Okay, mom. Do you know the name of it?
Holston Valley.
Christian Valley.
No, Holston Valley.
Holston Valley. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So she's here. Grandma's at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Now we also have to remember this is when COVID was, Candus was at the hospital. COVID was going on, right? The emergency rooms were filled to the brim, and she was there, a few hours. And Mountain Cat says Allie later admitted that H was intoxicated. That's very sad to me, to be quite honest with you. And I actually did not know that, Mountain Cat. And if that is true, let's say, theory here, Summer H was in the truck while Grandis and Candus was in the grocery store. H may have been more, relaxed, possibly even sleepy. The heat can make you sleepy as well. And you're in the back of that truck and the heat's beaming down on you, and the alcohol, it's not a good combination. He may have not been able to you know, if he's a child himself, and if he was under the influence, he definitely shouldn't have been watching a kid.
And who's with her that
Just
day?
Summer.
Just Summer.
Not
Okay.
the entire day until we pick up the grandma.
Okay, what time do you remember? I know you're not good at times. Guesstimate.
I guess the time that we picked up the grandma
No, the time she pulls up that morning.
had to have been like around 11, right?
Okay.
Or 10 or 11.
No, just from your memory, not from Mom's
I think
memory.
it was at least 10 because I was up all night.
And it could be wrong too, right? Okay, so let's just kind of put that right there, okay? Because like you said, you're not good with times right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really just don't pay attention to time.
Straight up. Okay, so then what happened?
And then
So Nisi, Marie, you know, I kind of thought that too, but I was listening to this today, and according to Allie and Grandbun, they H's girlfriend's mother picked him up from their house. So if that is true, then that he couldn't have gotten back with Candus if he was with his girlfriend and the mother of his girlfriend picked him up. But I thought that too myself.
And like I said, I dapped up, we went inside, talked about it. And then she said, you want to go fishing summer? I said, do you care if I come with? Because it's summer. And I treated her like...
Yes, and the doctor's appointment. What about the doctor's appointment? I don't hear really anything. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you, honey. Doctor appointment was at 3. Do we hear anything about the doctor's appointment?
like a little sister.
Right.
And she said, you gotta ask Allie.
Okay.
But she calls her Candy or Candus, and then she calls her Allie or Allison.
Okay, so she asked you, do you want to go fishing?
No, I asked if I could come with because Summer was going.
Got it. And she says, ask your mom.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I went to ask her, she said that's fine because there's no problem with going fishing for a little bit and come back.
Sure, sure. And what was, when you first saw Summer that day, what was your impression?
It's just how it usually is. Just like, yay, she's over here. I mean, I don't know.
What draws you to Summer and what draws her to you?
I mean, I think it's because I show her a lot of attention.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
Yeah.
not weird attention, but I show her attention.
No, I get it. Miss Robin shows her a lot of attention too in church.
Yeah, like, I'll sit there and she'd be like, give me a piggyback ride. I'll give her a piggyback ride.
Like an older brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that
because-
kind of an older brother sister kind of vibe going here?
Yeah, that's what it was because her brothers just always used to pick on her, so I just show her how real brothers should act.
Okay, okay.
Even though I'm not saying I'm the best brother here, you guys dance.
You should talk to my brother, man. It'd be messed up.
But I was her older.
You know, it's funny you said that. A laugh a day. That was kind of running through my head too. I wasn't sure if I should stop it or not, but you put it in chat, so I'm going to. What 15-year-old boy wants to hang with a 5-year-old girl? It's to me, it's a bit unusual. In my opinion, I can't really say that. You know, most 15-year-olds they're not, really interested in being with a 5-year-old, but I think probably H just really wanted to get out of the house, in my opinion. Not so much that Summer was there, but it was more he just wanted to get out of the house and do something.
Brother, like, they treated us like family and we treated them like family.
Okay.
At one point in time, until one mess that happened with them that just split us apart, and then she came that day.
Okay, okay. So she's here, Summer's here, Candus is here. You get permission to go fishing because Summer's going fishing. And you were kind of acting like a big brother, and you thought it'd be cool to go with her.
Yeah.
Do I have that accurate?
That's pretty accurate.
Okay, not bad for an old man.
And I mean, I wanted to get out the house anyways.
Sure.
I ain't even gonna put it to her. I just wanted to get out the house.
Okay. And so what happened then?
And then her grandmother.
Great point, Lisa Boo. In my opinion, H had an appointment with probation officer that day and drank before appointment. Now, let's say whether it was a probation officer or not, that wouldn't be a very good thing for a minor to be going to just a regular doctor's appointment, even with, if they drew blood or anything, they're going to pick up, ethanol, alcohol in his veins, in his blood. And that could not be well. That's not a good thing. So it's a very good point.
Calls her and says to come pick her up when we're sitting right there.
Oh, interesting. So where are you sitting in the car?
At first, I was sitting on the front seat.
Okay.
Like she.
Which way's the car pointing?
Like
Do you
a
remember?
truck right now.
Just like my truck?
Yes.
Okay.
It was dead serious like that, but with like an overhead to the bed.
Okay.
Bed part.
Okay.
And we moved a box to the back.
Okay.
And then we moved the box to the very back, the first one where the overhead to the bed is. And then we put another one back behind, like that passenger seat right there.
Okay. Okay. And where's Summer?
Summer, she is on the driver's side, in the back seat.
Okay. Was there any milk or anything like that in the car at that time?
Not until we got the price list, which was like I think it was a few hours later.
Okay, got it. Okay. Was there any other stuff in the car?
Nah, there was just boxes and like TVs in the back and everything.
How was Summer acting about going fishing?
Well, she gets excited because she likes to fish and swim. She's a little kid. She's energetic.
Okay. And how's she dressed? Do you remember? When you first saw her?
When we first saw her, I think it was a pink little tank top or purple.
Okay.
And I don't really do good with like something that happened like 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
No, that's cool. It's
I
cool.
can't remember having yesterday.
It's cool. Should see me drive.
When we left, I think she had shorts on at first.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had shorts on because her mom put her bathing suit on her.
Okay. Where did she put her bathing suit on her? Do you know?
Inside.
In the house?
Yes.
So she changed her in the house?
Yeah.
Did she take the clothes with her?
Yeah.
Miss Allison, do you know?
No,
Okay.
I don't remember.
She was dead asleep in the bathroom.
That's fine. That's fine. So she changes her clothes here, and she takes her clothes with her.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
This has always been something that to me raises red flags. You was planning on going fishing, not swimming, and you didn't plan on going fishing or swimming until you talked to H that day, and then you guys go down to the watering hole. So where is the bathing suits? Where is the towels? Where is the dry clothes? Where are they? And you see, the interesting thing is Don said that they kept fishing poles in the back of that. I always forget the name. I want to say it's the Silverado. It's the SUV, the GMC SUV. Not in Grandis's truck. Oh, I'm sure they did, Cursed. I'm sure. Yeah, Trina. But he said that they kept it in the back of that SUV, not so much Grandis's truck. Suburban. Yes, thank you.
What happened?
But then, when she got changed from swimming, they had bought her an outfit to put on because they were supposed to go to Jonesboro, I think. Yeah, Jonesboro for this big park, like water park.
Okay. So that was the initial thought?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
So what did you think was going to happen?
I thought we was just all gonna go fishing, swimming.
And then in the truck she changes the plan?
Nah, she changes it to swimming because she grabbed her mother.
Say it again?
She changed it to swimming because she grabbed her mother.
Oh, okay. So from
So what does grabbing Grandis have to do with fishing or swimming? What changes? Because, you know, first of all, I don't think Grandis is going to swim. A, she's got a bad knee, right? And B, she's more likely to fish, in my opinion, than she is swim. Second thing is why they said they were only there for a very short period of time, because they was just waiting 30 minutes for the prescriptions. So it takes a few minutes to get down there. I've been there, from the Walgreens to the horse pond. And then they was only there for really a few minutes, 15, 20 minutes, if they're waiting, 30 minutes. But, they would have to put on their bathing suits or do whatever, go down to the watering hole, do their little TikTok videos, swim, everything, get their change summer or whatever, get her new clothes on her, dry them up, get back in the vehicle and go get the medicine. And if you think you can get a toddler in the water and out of the water happily in that amount of time, you've never had a toddler, right? So why would you go swimming for just a matter of a few minutes while you're waiting on a prescription? And then you had plans to go to another swimming water park destination later on that day, but you never went later on that day. You went to the grocery store and then you dropped H off, and then you go back home and then you start planting flowers. Well, what happened to that water park? Like, what? It's not an effortless kind of day, right? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
From here, where do you guys go?
From here, we go to the hospital.
Okay.
Pick up her mother.
Pick up grandma.
Not even like 10 minutes later,
Okay.
we go to Walgreens.
Is that near the hospital?
No, it's on Fort Henry Drive.
Okay, so it's the Walgreens by the Warrior Park?
Yeah.
That one as you come out and it's right there?
Yes.
Okay.
For those of you that's never been to Warrior Park, at the entrance of Warrior Park, there is a four-way intersection. On the other side of the intersection of the park is literally the Walgreens. I have a video of me there last June showing you where the Walgreens is, and I'm pointing over across the street, and that is the entrance to Warriors Park. There are cameras on those stoplights. Another thing I'll say is if you ask the people at the horse stable how long were they there that day, they will say that their vehicle was there almost all day. Now, what does that mean? Are they confusing it with another vehicle? Did somebody get picked up? Did they leave that vehicle there? What happened? It just, when they said that, it kind of created more confusion than answers. It could be an answer, but it also kind of, it's like, well, how can that be whenever H was dropped off at, what time was it? He was dropped off at 2:30 or something, and they're seen at the grocery store before that. Well, then whose vehicle was sitting there at the pond? Was it even theirs?
Not bad for an old man, huh?
No, not really.
Not bad, not bad. I'm cooking here.
So so we went there.
You go there first,
And then-
after you pick up grandma.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
And then we put this prescription in,
Okay.
which is like probably about like 10, 15 minutes.
Do you know what kind of drugs?
No, I have no idea. She wouldn't say the name to it.
Got it.
And then we handed the prescription. They said about like 10, 15. Well, it was going to be 30 to 35 minutes.
Okay.
Well, I was saying the line was long.
Okay.
Because you have
Who went inside the store?
Nobody went in. We went through the drive-thru.
Okay, up here, H is going to talk about Dawn calling. In my opinion, this has never been given enough attention. I believe H in this. He has no reason to lie about, and I don't think he could truthfully make it up this quick either. So just listen really carefully.
Got it.
The drive-thru. And then while we were in the drive-thru, her husband calls her talking about this dude named Andy or Andrew on the property that's been there for like a week or so, she told me, that keeps stalking the little kids.
Who's that?
Some dude named like Andy or Andrew, I have no idea who it was.
Okay. And why did Don call?
I have no idea. He just called. I don't even know if he was working at the time.
Okay.
But if he was working, he obviously wouldn't know that there was some dude looking at the little kids. I'm sorry, but there's a nice car over there.
Okay. Dawn calls Candus while they are at Walgreens picking up their prescriptions. He allegedly says that there's this man that has been staying at the Wells property for like a week, and he's, looking at the kids funny. My first question is, how Dawn was at work, right? How did Dawn know this? And was there not a cause for concern at the very least to get home quick? I am thinking Candus dropped Candus in summer at the house and took Hunter home. That's when Dawn called and said someone was trying. I don't know, but this part of the story has always bothered me. If Dawn was at work, then maybe he was at work. But my question is, A, how did he know? And B, was that not a cause for concern? 3 young boys are at the house alone. Was that, someone harassing the boys? Or was H supposed to hear that, kind of setting up, this is a theory, it's not a fact. Was H supposed to hear that someone was around the house for later, so H could say, oh yeah, they got a call earlier and they said someone was around the house talking about kids? Or was it a legitimate person around the house? Either way, it should have been a cause for concern for Candus to get back to the house ASAP, or Dawn 1. I heard and seen so many things that basically back up every theory we've talked about here on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's insanity.
There's a what?
A nice car right there.
Oh, okay.
I just keep looking at it because it's nice.
So this dude named Andrew, Don calls Candus.
And tells her about, I don't know if his name was Anthony, Andrews, or something with an A.
And tell me about that conversation.
All I heard was...
And how did you hear it?
I heard because I asked her why he called.
Okay.
The only thing that she told me from the phone call is that there was some dude, Andrew, Anthony, Andy, whatever it was.
Okay.
Just the name A.
Okay.
That's all I remember. Is that he's been up on the property for a week or two, trying to, like, I guess she said, touch the little kids. That's what I was told.
He's trying to have what?
Touch the little kids.
Touch the kids?
Like give him a hug or something. I don't know.
What do you think? Do you think that's true?
I mean, it could be because she's had this. Name was Billy, right? Yes, Billy. Billy was up there doing that stuff until we got arrested.
And Billy is the brother,
No.
the son.
Nope.
No.
Billy was an old drunk.
An
He's
old
what?
drunk.
He was an old drunk that was a friend of theirs that used to get in arguments with his wife.
And go
His
up to
wife
their
would
house.
take him out, and he would go up there and sleep in one of the sheds on the property.
Got it. And who was Billy trying to touch?
Well, Billy had the hots for grandma.
The grandma.
Got it. But what about the kids?
Oh no, he wasn't around the little kids. His mom wouldn't allow that with their mom.
So why would Dawn, in your opinion, call Candus while you're in the line at Walgreens to say there's some dude on the property wanting to touch the kids? Help me understand that.
I mean, at first I thought because he calls her like every 2 hours because he works.
Okay.
I thought he was just doing his daily checkup.
Okay.
But then she told me about that. I was like, how does he even know that if he's supposedly working?
And what did she say?
I didn't say that. I was just
Oh.
saying in my mind.
And in your mind, what did you come to? What did you deduct?
Deduct? I thought that was just suspicious.
Really?
Yeah, and then later, when she called me and told me that happened, I was with my girl at the time, just hanging over in Bristol at a park.
Okay.
She calls me while we pull up to that park. This was that Summer's missing.
So who were you kicking it with at the park?
Oh, just my girl.
Okay, just
And her
you guys.
mom and her brothers and her sister.
So H says, hey Jamie, good to see you. H says that he thinks this is suspicious. And then Candus calls H later while he's at the park with his girlfriend, the girlfriend's mother, because the girlfriend's mother comes and picks H up. He's like, of course that's going to run through your mind. Just a couple hours ago, Candus is saying, Don's saying that there's some crazy guy up there, trying to, alleging to do inappropriate things. So now she's missing. That's a problem, right? Obviously. But the thing is, Dawn and Candus both say that never happened. If you will go to Chris's interview with Candus at the watering hole, he says that never, Candus said that never happened. Now, one of them is lying. And I personally feel like H is telling the truth here. I don't think H has that in him to sit and look Chris in the eye and make it up like that. So, just report that, please. Hey, Mix-a-Lot, good to see you. I just had a thought that names start with an A. Could it be the Tony that hang out with Dudley got arrested last month? I mean, anything is possible, but is it probable? I don't know. In my opinion, if Allie felt that way about that guy on the property, why not take charge why not do something about it then? I think they are all covering for each other. Interesting. Diana's a hard question. It's not being tired and B, touching kids. Did Summer hang around down at the shed with the B guy? The yawn when asked about his girlfriend. H was anxious just then. Okay. Is there no mods? 1 second. Let me fix something. Here you go. Shannon, I just made you a moderator for the time being. Thank you, Shannon. I just made your mod there.
Okay, straight up.
That was just it with our entire family. Cause weren't you at the ball field? Yep, she was at the ball field.
Okay, so before we get there, let's go back to the drive-through at Walgreens. Then what happened?
Then we went. Well, she had to go get cigarettes because her mom complains of cigarettes all the time.
Where'd she get the cigarettes?
All right, so you know that Walgreens, right?
Yeah.
So there's this like daycare around there somewhere. It's called like Kitty College.
Yeah, I saw that on the side, on the right.
Yeah, so there's a discount tobacco store.
Got it.
By I guess that place. I think it's by that McDonald's maybe.
Okay.
And KFC. No, it's up by Long John Silver's.
Okay, okay.
It's like right across from it.
And where's Grandma sitting in the car?
No, she's sitting on the passenger side where she was sitting.
Okay. And where are you and where is Summer?
Summer was sitting on the, like, okay, so you know how there's like 3 seats in the back?
Behind Grandma or behind Candus?
Oh, she was sitting in the middle of it all.
And why is she sitting in the middle at this point?
Because I asked to sit on the side because her grandma just got out the hospital and she was like, let me sit in the passenger seat. I said, okay, so I sat behind her mom.
Okay, got it. So then what happened? She goes and buys cigarettes?
And
Who gets out of the car?
Just Candus.
Just Candy? Do you call her Candy?
No, I call her Candus.
Candice?
Yeah.
Okay. Is her nickname Candy though?
No, that's her mother's nickname.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Candice gets out.
Gets out, she goes grabs cigarettes, she buys a puff bar, she buys
A what?
a puff bar. It's a little nicotine vape.
Got it.
I don't know if everybody else knows that, but it's a nicotine vape.
Got it. What color was it?
It was black and purple.
Okay, was there a blue one?
Blue one? Yeah, that one was hers.
That's hers.
Yeah, because she got a blue Skittles one.
Okay, then what happened?
And then she bought the Twisted Tea.
Twisted Tea. How many?
Just one.
Just one? And bottle or can?
I think it's a can. If I could get a picture real quick, I'll show you what it looks like.
All right, go ahead.
It's a whole can, if I'm correct.
You doing okay, bro?
Yeah, I'm too.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I ain't even worried, to be honest. I just know that they have to have done something because she did not walk off of that property. That's all I know. Twisted Tea. I just yawn so much for no reason.
Stay up all night.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. So let me show this. Oops. Man, oh man, I'm not the smartest tool. There we go. Right there, Twisted Tea in a yellow container. Okay.
Now they come in a much bigger can as well. Beverly, I kind of felt that too. Like I felt like when they were talking about that Twisted Tea, it was very uncomfortable for them. And I think it's because obviously they knew H drank it. But that's just my opinion. They had to have something because she just didn't walk off the property. Yeah. Those women's faces like they know something. I went to school with Wild Bill. I don't believe that he would touch or kidnap kids. He has two of his own that he doesn't pay much attention to. That's interesting. Very interesting. He just said, I'm not even worried, to be honest. I mean, I don't think he meant that personally about Summer. I just thought he meant like maybe because of the Twisted Tea, like they know we drank it, or that he knows he didn't do anything. I wonder if we might be misconstruing the meaning of touch the little kids. Mountain Cat, how would you I mean, personally, I said in the beginning of my chat, I don't like anyone saying that this person SA'd this person. It doesn't matter who it is because we don't know. And I don't want to blame anyone of something we don't know, but this is just Hunter saying this. But what does that mean? In your opinion, how could it be misconstrued? I'm just asking. I would just like to know your thought in how, just another way of thinking, I guess. We need everybody's perspective on this. another person. Well, when you're being honest, you don't usually make those kinds of statements. True.
Okay, cool. You get the twist. She buys
Just one.
one.
It's
I don't want to mess up your phone, bro.
I'll just cut it off.
I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah, I am too. It's just that I gotta use that till I get enough money to buy me one.
Got it. Okay, so then what happens?
Then after that, we go to the horse stable part.
So you drive to the horse stable.
Straight to the horse stable.
Right from there, you go right to the horse. Where's Grandma at this point?
Grandma, she just in the car on her phone.
Okay.
The pizza?
I think
That's your pizza. You got the discount store, and you head right to the water park. Okay. Walk me through what Summer's doing at that moment.
Well, at that moment, she was holding my hand like this, like with her arms wrapped around, because she gets cold when the window's down, and so it was down, and we were just watching TikTok.
So she's snuggling with you.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, and you're
Okay, so whenever they get back, according to Allie, when they got back, when they were dropping off H, the windows were up. But it has also been said that Allie didn't actually see when they got back, that she lied about that.
watching TikTok videos. Which ones did you watch?
I don't even know. I just scroll through the thing. To be honest.
Okay. Was she laughing?
Yeah, of course.
She seemed normal.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that call that Candus got from Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that call again.
The call. So where her phone is in the middle of the truck. You know, the console part.
Okay.
It was right there, and he called, and she said everybody be quiet. So we all was quiet. Her mom was going through her phone. I turned my phone off till she was done to see if I could listen in on anything suspicious or anything. And then after she got off, I go, "What do you call about?" She goes, "There's been this dude. I know it starts with an A for sure. I just can't figure out the rest of it."
Okay, hang on real fast. Is the battery dying in the camera? Okay, there.
You're the second one,
Yeah, there's another one in the back.
so go back to.
You're back.
Continue, yep.
She's back. No, but we'll cut all this out, so some of it we'll just splice together. Okay, so you're at now. Summer is. You're watching TikTok videos. She's acting normal. Is she in her bathing suit at this point? Because she'd been changed at the house.
Yeah,
or,
she is.
If you remember.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Though.
No, you're not. It's
Okay.
chill.
Then what happens? From there, you guys go where?
From the drugstore,
Yeah.
we got to that place by the stables.
Okay. And you say that place. Is that the swimming hole?
I don't even know if it's allowed to be called a swimming hole. That's why I call it that place.
Got it. Straight up. Now, is this Warrior Park?
No, it's not in Warriors Park. It's at the stables, the horse stables.
Yes, sir.
Warriors Horse Stables or whatever they're called.
Okay, got it. And is this where you guys got out and went swimming?
Yeah, that little hole.
At some point, where she give you something?
Yeah, that Twisted Tea.
And when did she give you that?
As soon as we got out the car.
Right, as soon as you got down there? And did she have one?
No.
Did she have any alcohol?
No, because she had to drive.
Okay, so she gives you the alcohol.
Yeah.
Did you ask for it?
Not until after she got it.
Okay.
I mean,
So
I ain't never gonna lie.
no, okay. So after she bought it, you said, "Hey, can I have that?"
Yeah, she just said yeah.
So he says that he didn't ask for it until after she bought it. Well, so Candus was planning on drinking then. That doesn't make sense because either she was planning on drinking it while she was down there. And then H just said no, she wasn't going to do it because she was drinking. And if she was planning on getting her one, she would have just went and bought another one. So I think all along it was for H, in my opinion. All along.
And she just kicked it onto you, gave it to you.
She does that. You can ask her.
Okay, well, I'll ask you because you're the one. If she handed it to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about the
vape?
Yeah, the vape.
Oh, we was both hitting it.
Okay. And is that? Do you do that?
Hold on. Is there proof Jose was at Beach Creek June 15th? I'm interested. Until then, not at all. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Trust me, I have been on the phone with Jose, with the detective. The detective saying, Jose, don't stop calling us. If you need us or if we need you, we will call you. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Until, I mean, honestly, it is a waste of energy. The man was 3,000 miles away. I can assure you, as sure as I'm sitting here, just as I can assure you that when he was there 8 months prior, he worked at a cat scratch factory. They can check where you was working on where he was working at June 15th. He was working in Alaska on June 15th on a boat, working for the production of The Deadliest Catch or whatever that show is. He worked for them doing all that. I mean, it's just like, beat it in the ground. Beat it in the ground. But you know what that creator won't do? Hell, he will not look at the parents not being cleared. Won't talk about that. Won't talk about that. He'll talk horrible about, you know, cops and everything else, and give cops and creators who have been cops bad yaps and everything like that. But God forbid you start pointing fingers at Don and Candus. Please listen. No way.
A lot?
What, vape?
Yeah.
I mean, when I have them, yeah.
Okay.
There's just like nicotine vapes.
Okay. Don't vape, man. Okay.
Vape.
All right. Your uncle here said don't vape. Don't vape. No more vaping. Okay. Mom, no vaping over here.
Yeah, no vaping.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay. So from there, what happened? Or at that moment, what happens? Do you go in the water first, or who goes in the water?
Summer was in the water because I was drinking the tea at the time.
Got it. Where were you at?
I was just standing around. Me and her mom was watching
What are you talking about?
TikTok. Like, she was on TikTok looking at funny videos.
Okay.
And then
Jen, no. Candus is Summer's mother. Grandus is Candus's mother, Summer's grandmother, but her name is also Candus too, as well. So we call them, instead of saying Candus and Candus, we say Candus and Grandus because she's the grandma and her name's Candus. So we shortened it as Grandus. The community did. So that's how that got. Now, this is H talking about what Summer was allegedly doing.
and she was looking through Facebook. We just have like our normal conversation.
And like what?
Like we just talk about what we've done the past week, how long we haven't seen each other for. That's just what we just mainly do, just hang out.
Okay. Does she like you?
No.
Not in that way?
She has a husband.
Okay, but in
What's even funnier to me is Jose didn't drive. Like, he literally didn't drive at all. He had to have Candus taking to South Carolina, where he was shacked up with a woman there for a very short period of time. And he either flew or went on a Greyhound many, many times. I can tell you he was on a Greyhound many times. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Uh, get on a Greyhound up Beach Creek to 110 Ben Hill Road, jump up the hill, the bus stops at exactly the right time on Ben Hill Road, runs up, grab Summer within 2 minutes, haul ass on. I mean, use your freaking head, people. Seriously. The Circle Toy Soldier is starting to take a fall big. All 3 adults have a guilty part in Summer's disappearance, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, listen, Dawn, and to be quite honest with you, I don't think Dudley has anything to do with it. I really don't think Dudley has anything to do with it. But I will say this as well. I don't believe Dudley for the most parts of a lot of the things he said either. But I don't think Dudley has anything to do with Summer's disappearance. I mean, I think they have really searched Dudley out. I'm sure that they searched Dudley's phones, his alibis, his car, everything. And if his phone wasn't off, at this particular time, or he was moving around town, at this particular time Summer went missing, or they got him on camera somewhere, or they, so I don't think personally Dudley has anything to do with it. Now, Dudley's being brought back up so people can recycle again, and because he was recently arrested for manufacturing, allegedly, drugs. But again, he may be, manufacturing stuff, but I don't think it has anything to do with Summer being gone. So, in my mind, after 2 years, and the father of Summer Wells was allegedly at work, and the police can't say, for one, this man is clear. He was at work on June 15th between this time and this time. We know that. Why can't they say that? That's a simple thing to say. But yet the only thing they have said is they're not working with us. Ronnie Lawson, they're not cooperating with us. Yeah. And that's true, RJ. There was 3 others arrested as well. Is it true that they can tell all the phones that hit on the towers near Ben Hill? If there was a phone on, yes, they certainly can.
That way, does she like you?
No.
Did you get that vibe at all?
Nah, she just treated me like her adopted son, if I can say that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And from there, where's Grandma at this point?
She was still in the car because she had a call to get her phone turned on.
Okay, whose phone is she using?
She's using her phone.
Okay, but it's turned off.
No, her phone's not turned off. I was saying, like, it's not turned all the way off, like, there's, like, no minutes to it.
Got it. So she's got one of the, like, burner phones, load minutes to it?
She has a Straight Talk phone. She had to call Straight Talk to put money in it.
Got it.
So she got minutes for the rest of the
A lot of senior citizens use those.
Yeah.
Do you think I need one?
What?
Another thing that is strange is Dawn and Candus can tell you what time they get up. Candus can tell you what time they get to the hospital, around about what time they get to, they pick up H, what time they get to the pharmacy. But after that, when you're trying to have a good time, time just slips away from you. The day your daughter or child goes missing, you should be able to remember every single step you take. It's not just, oh, I can't remember. Time just slips away. It's not just that. Your daughter is missing. That's exactly right, Curse with Curiosity. The truth ends where the lies begin. That's exactly right. So whenever they can clear the parents, whenever Dawn and Candus can actually think about what they did that day and have a clear depiction of what their day consisted of and the inconsistencies that they have said over and over and over, and the massive story changes that they have done when they say that all 3 phones was deleted from 3 to 6, which just happens to be a crucial time out of all 24 hours in the day. And that day that they deleted, out of all the days that they searched on that phone, and all of the 24 hours of that day included, those 3 hours that your daughter went missing, those 3 hours out of all 3 phones got deleted. Born at night, but not last night. And if you've ever been to Ben Hill Road, you understand that you will pass Ben Hill Road and not think twice about it if you don't know where that road is. And then Dawn and Candus live really in probably some of the best property on Ben Hill Road as far as the land is concerned, which is way up on a hill. So that person, if it's not addressed, if it's not the people already on Bent Hill Road, it is someone that they know very closely. Cam is playing your interview with Jose. Why was he not allowed to continue with his explanation needed to address once and for all? Like the morning, I literally told him that the last interview. And besides, I don't have to give him any answers, by the way. And it was for his kid to begin with. Jose's kid is the reason. So there's nothing that needs to be addressed. Jose is dead. He had nothing to do with it. He can scratch over there all he freaking wants because it's doing literally nothing. Nothing. It's doing nothing. You can beat it till in the ground, but it's dead air. It's dead air. Some of these people are just beating it across the head. So many of these people have, it's really destroyed their lives that a lot of these creators that's okay. Listen, I said something a few weeks ago. I said, listen, I don't get my news from criminals. That's what I said. And then someone made a video about me saying, oh, well, Marissa's been to jail. Oh, well, Betty's been to jail. Oh, Jonathan's been to jail. And I'm like, I've met Jonathan one time, and that's the one and only time I've ever literally spoken to him. Second of all, Betty has done Betty, and she's not a felon, I don't think. And Marissa been to jail one time, and they're not felons. So I don't get my news from felons. I just don't. That's just me. Say what you will, do what you want. If you want to support someone like that, go for it. That's not me. Trust me. I don't support everything some of my friends do. Definitely don't support some of the things they say and do. But they're not felons. And there's just so many in the true crime community that it's shocking to me, to be quite honest with you. It's really shocking to me. So I don't, and people has said this 1,000 times, why can't? He's like, oh, I can look at Don and Candus. I can look at Don and Candus. Well, you don't talk about the inconsistencies with them. And just to begin with, 90% yes. And also, who is the most likely to do something to their kids? Who is number uno likely to do something to their kids? Over 90% chance. The parents. The parents. Now, let's think about this. That's parents in general. Now think of Dawn and Candus. How many kids does Candus have? She doesn't have 4. She's got what, 7 or 8 kids? Okay. And how many does she have? None. And how many. I mean, it's just okay. Seven. I have talked to individuals who have the kids, her other kids, Candus's kids, before. I promised her I would never speak about what I learned about Candus. But I can tell you, I believe this woman, and she has done incredible with the kids. And I will say that Candus's 4 kids that she has, had currently were treated a lot better than the previous, from what is alleged. I'll just say that. And I am thankful to God that they're doing great. Now, so 90% chance the parents always, are involved, right? Now think of their criminal history, think of their track record with their kids, think of the drugs, think of where they live. Think of where they live. Yes, Archie. Think of the likelihood of someone coming on that dead end road, which is another thing that is least likely to happen for someone to come on a dead end road. You can only get out one way. You can be pinned in. It's a high risk area for, you to get pinned in if someone would, catch you going up, running up a hill. Oh, that's not true. They could go up on a 4-wheeler. Sure. It's possible. Anything is possible. Is it probable? No. Think of the inconsistencies. Remember, Don refused drug and alcohol treatment. Absolutely. Which is, you guys know this, my BFF and neighbor works for CPS. Now, I don't know if it's different in Tennessee from where I live, but they have to do the program in order to get the kids back. Don Wells would have rather stayed in prison longer than to go get help in rehab. Think about that. And it was daylight. Hey, stars. Now, when you can get past all of those inconsistencies, and that's just the ones I can think of off the top of my head, and the ones that we know. We haven't seen phone data or anything else. Right? Now, I personally don't think, in my opinion, Don and Candus did this on purpose. But I do feel, in my opinion, that an accident happened. He chose a life of drugs and alcohol not long ago. He'll never change. Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, personally, I'm going to believe Chris and others like him, police officers, former police officers, detectives, good standing figures of the community, more than I am someone else. That's just me. You can believe whoever you want to believe. But birds of a feather flock together. I am one, probably, maybe the only true crime, like in our little community here, that has never, ever spoke to Don or Candus. It's not that I haven't had an opportunity. I've had plenty of opportunities. But I never spoke to them because like I've seen with many, many, many other true crime people, is they will start to talk to them, and then their emotions get in the way. It changes how you can feel about a person, especially if you're not trained, to stay on the side of caution. And B, it doesn't, they're not going to say anything that they haven't already said. They're not going to say anything that they haven't already said. Have I been to Ben Hill Road? Yes. Have I been to Hawkins County multiple times? Yes. Have I videoed it every time? No. But me talking to Don or Candus isn't going to change anything. We know what we know because we know a lot about what we know is because of Chris right here. Beverly, assuming that you mean Summer got out of the truck at home, how do you explain the milk jug video photo? It is suspicious, the hard to get past. How do you? Yeah. It's craziness. It is. I've never seen a case like this, and I don't think we'll ever see another case like this. I don't think there could ever be another Don or Candus. I don't think there could ever be another Ben Hill Road. I just don't. It is insanity. And the two people that should be helping you out the most are not. They don't want to be transparent. They don't want to dig down in their souls and tell you the times They don't want transparency. Them, if they, you know, the news literally came to their doorstep, asked for an interview. Grandis gave the interview. Candus stayed inside and left a note outside for the people. Now, if your child was missing, don't you think you might, you know, be on TV at every possible time you can? Maybe Summer is alive somewhere, and maybe she would like to see the comfort of her mother's face if you're so innocent. But that's not what we get. We get a comment from Ronnie Lawson saying they're not cooperating. We get a comment from Grandis and all of them saying, well, if the cops need me, they know where I'm at. And then you get someone like Monkey Vaughn, Michael Vaughn's parents, Brandy, who calls the police every day. And I'm totally cool with, you know, if I'm the last one on YouTube that says, I believe Don and Candus, in my opinion, are not telling me everything, I'm okay with that. I don't have to go with the masses, to be quite honest with you. I have never flipped back and forth to say Don and, my opinions has changed. A lot of creators have. There's been a few of us that has never changed on what we, or who the individuals who we personally feel know more. I will not say, for instance, that, SA has been involved. I think that's, we don't know anything like that. But what I will say is, and I won't say Don and Candus are, like guilty or anything, because I don't know that. But what I do feel like I know is they know more. After this case, I'm on vacation for 6 years. I know Beverly, right? There's more to this story. I'm not accusing them, but there's more. That's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. It's not, I am not a judge nor a jury. I will be judged for what I say and do in this life. But what I am comfortable saying is I believe that they know more because of their actions, of their words, of their deeds, behaviors, their past, and their present. And I'm comfortable with saying that. And that's just me. I'll stick on the side of those who don't flip-flop. It's not up for me to say that they are guilty or innocent. Like I said, I'm not a judge or a jury, but I have suspicions. I got a text message that they said Don wasn't a criminal. He was out of crime for 20 years. Oh my God, have you not? The man, even his first 20 years, he was in trouble. Let alone his other two, well, he's what, 60 years old? His first 20 years, he was in trouble in the 20 years. And second, third, definitely, the man has been in and out of jail his entire life. They live a rough life. When you live this kind of lifestyle, nothing happens that's good. It's not. You can't live a life of the way that they live, fighting, drinking, carrying on, drugs, infidelity, sex, fighting, partying, lying, cheating. It doesn't work. It's not, your life is not supposed to be like that. Things happen in all of our lives that we cannot control. It happens. Trust me, it happens. But there are things that we can control, is our behavior, our reactions, how we treat others, how we treat our loved ones, how we treat our family, right? And that shows, it was total dysfunction at its finest. Don is a hard worker. I don't think anybody disputes that. He's a functional addict. He always will go make money, and you have to commend him on that part. Give credit where credit is due. But it doesn't necessarily go for his family. It doesn't necessarily go for the betterment, the wholesome of his family. It goes a lot toward, drugs, hookers, beer, whatever they drink. That's exactly right, Stars. He's a functioning addict where he can hold down a job. And like I said, Don, give credit where credit's due. He can work good. He's very talented and gifted in that aspect. He knows what he's doing. He can build lovely homes. He can fix the interior of others' home. Spackle master, yes. But why can't he do that for his own family? It's not that he loses his talent when he gets home. It's not that he doesn't have the money to do this stuff for his own house. Don made good money. And I'm sure he could get it at a contractor's price from his boss. Yes. And that's exactly right. They brought all kinds of shady people around. And just to be quite honest with you, they shouldn't have let Jose in the house. These guys come down in a damn box truck and leave the same day, but and Candus just allows Jose and all of these other people just to stay in their house. She didn't know Jose from a hole in the wall. You know what I mean? It's like, who? I would never let someone like that in my house. I don't even like my birth mother coming and visiting me from 2,500 miles away, let alone a stranger. You know what I mean? So it's like, why do that? These are risky behaviors that and unnecessary behaviors of putting your families through this. Don goes and blows his whole paycheck on hookers and coke. Well, guess what? The electric bill doesn't get paid, right? You can't do things for the family. It's taking away from the family dynamic. It is overcome with his addiction and doesn't get help. Yeah. Now, Candus went to rehab. She did go to rehab. I think she lasted a day, a night, or half of a day. I don't know. She lasted 24 hours, we'll say. Now, she didn't finish rehab. She didn't work the steps. They say she hasn't drank anymore since that rehab visit. From what it sounds like, by pure judgment, in my opinion, it sounds like she's drank while she's been on a live before. But, that is just my judgment, right? I'm not saying anything else. Hold on one second. But that's just me. Oh, sorry. I'm way past it. I'm not even. My chat thingy paused. I will agree he is a worker. I told my cousin if I didn't know about this story and I knew Don, I'm sure I would hire him to remodel my home because I feel like, yeah, I mean, I think Don, always give someone credit where credit's due. But, and this is the thing. I'm sure Don has great qualities about him. You know what I mean? I'm sure my dad used to say, I would say something like, well, yeah, I'm sure this person, you know, has a good this. And he would say, yeah, and Hitler had nice parties. You know what I mean? And it's just to say that everyone has a quality that you can give them credit. Is something new happening with Summer or just BS with the insane adults and opportunist creators? Probably a little bit of both. Yeah. Probably a little bit of both. She deserves the 24-hour medal. What do you mean, Jeanette? Because Candus did not do her motherly and wifely duties. She did not clean the house. She did not do the laundry. She did not cook meals for her kids or Dawn. She didn't bathe her kids or herself. To be honest with you, not everyone is taught that, not every person is taught how to do the wifely duties or whatever. But those of the ones who want to learn and want to provide good, wholesome place for their family, for their kids most especially, will find a way to do it. It has nothing to do with money at all. You can still provide a good, wholesome, loving family without a ton of money. But with Candus and Grandis on that hill, the house should have been spotless. Yeah, I mean, you would think, but to be quite honest with you, I mean, did Candus learn any of this from Grandis? No, because Grandis was out partying and doing her thing for a long time. Remember, Candus lived with her, I don't know if it was her dad or her stepdad. I think it was her stepdad for quite a long time while Grandis was out, you know, living her life without her kids. It's just a generational thing where you kind of learn what, you experience. Absolutely, Jesse. Absolutely. Yes. And you're right, Arctic. Absolutely. They had a $600 a month car payment. Don't tell me they were poor. And that's exactly, and they weren't poor. They weren't poor. They had a poor lifestyle because of most likely addiction and the way they managed their money, their lifestyle, getting paid and going uh, to Knoxville to blow it on hookers and coke is, it kind of takes it all up in a day, what you worked all week for. Different set of priorities, kids put last. Bingo. Bingo. And that's exactly right, Lab Mama. They directed their money to other things. And what you focus on is what you will receive. Called the law of attraction or whatever. My mom has 7 kids and she was OCD. We never lived in filth. And that is exactly right, Michelle. I was raised poor, and my pants were pressed every time I went to school. I mean, if we made the money Don and Candace made right now, oh my God, we'd have been set. We need 28 thumbs up to hit 200. Come on, let's get it. Poverty does not equal filth, and neither does wealth. Wealth doesn't mean you're clean either. No house payments or water, sewer, or heat. The only car, yeah, they didn't, that they had an electric bill, maybe a gas bill, and a car payment, which apparently they paid off that car early. And I still don't know how they did that. Even cats and dogs feed and clean their babies, but not Candus. They smoked pot, got drunk, did other drugs in front of their 4 children, and perhaps with them. Yeah. We wasn't poor, but we weren't rich either, but we lived decent. That's exactly right. This is the thing. The things we love, the people we love, is what we should put our energy, time, everything into. And you can see that in the parents that do that. You can see when a child is taken good care of. Let me show you this. Let me pull this up and I'll show you. Let me find these pictures. Then you tell me if this looks like that looks, well cared for. You tell me. Let me find it here. Here we go. That's one of the better ones, right? Now tell me, does this look like someone that I mean, the floor is rough plywood. There's stuff all over the yard. There's stuff all over the floor. Hair. And there's so many kids that live like this. Every single day. Now listen, I was raised a country boy, believe it or not. And we got dirty. We played in the creeks. We rode bikes all day. But our hair wasn't matted like that. We had flooring over top of the rough flooring. This breaks my heart to see somewhere like this. Yeah, and then they shaved it off. That's exactly right. And then think of this. This is little Summer, who we are all looking for. And I don't even know what this is around her mouth. It looks like she fell on something. But look at this. I don't even like it. Looks like the window's knocked out, the walls are dirty, there's plumbing coming down from the walls or the ceiling in this. And there's stuff everywhere. It's not the parent, or it's not the kid's fault that they live in these conditions. That's exactly right, Stars. Her living conditions scream of addiction in the household, sadly. Yes, the basement is a dungeon. It's not a basement. It is a dungeon. It was once a cellar that had hardly any windows, hardly any light, no venting whatsoever. Her room, when Chris went and popped the camera in there, does that look like a place where a kid would want to go play somewhere so dark, moldy? And people wonder why they haven't been cleared. They had enough money to do better. Yes, they did. That's exactly right. Sorry. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. One second. One thing's having, I'm sorry, our computer's acting up. Thank you all. God bless each and every one of you guys. We'll finish it tomorrow. Please hit the thumbs up button. I'm getting tired. It's almost 2 o'clock. Love you all. Good night. God bless. Merry Christmas.